Hello boys and girls, children of all ages, and welcome to the Australian Grand Prix here at the Albert Park Circuit in Melbourne, where we are getting into the crunch time of the season. There's 5 races to go and a title to be won. Who will take that title? We shall find out in the next 5 races. That it must be the most embarrassing thing ever. I forgot to turn my thing off and you're about to witness what my ringtone probably is. But I don't care. I am quite tired. But we shall persevere and we shall just do it. But we're waiting for qualifying. Someone lost the front wing. Ryan on pole at the moment. Vizicella second, Schumacher third. De La Rosa fourth, Button fifth. Minutes left. Irvine looks to have secured pole position here at the Australian Grand Prix. Button climbs up into second place in the final seconds. Vizicella third, Schumacher fourth, De La Rosa fifth, Coulthard sixth, Pipefeld seventh, Bertie eighth, Hakkinen ninth, Webber 10th. There's your top 10. 11th through to 20th is a lazy Raikkonen Hill. There we have Montoya, Frentzen, Schumacher, Alonso, Barrichello, Young, Takagi. As we look on to the Australian circuit here for the Australian Grand Prix at the Albert Park circuit. Webber hoping to do his home crowd proud. 20 Formula 1 cars accelerate to 20,000 revs. They'll go around the circuit now. Irvine doesn't get a good start. Button's got a better start. He's got a better second start though, and Button pushes Vizicella away. By the looks of it, they all got round that corner. Irvine leads. Button under pressure from Vizicella in second. De La Rosa third, Schumacher fourth, Heitfels in fifth, Coulthard sixth, Webber seventh, Bertie eighth, top 8 Hakkinen, Montoya, Raikkonen, a lazy Hill, Barrichello, Ralph, Schumacher, Frentzen, Takagi, Alonso, Young. They've all gotten around that corner. They've all gotten off the grid as well. I've got no stragglers. Down towards turn 3. Very tricky corner. Oh, I'm going around turn 4 now. Through towards turn 5, the chicane. Turn 6 now actually. 7 and 8. Button holds on to second place. Vizicella goes wide. Under pressure on De La Rosa. Nothing though. As we go towards the back, down the back straight. This track found being quite difficult for overtake, and there's not many places to overtake. The corners are too fast round here. Oh, they're going well wide around that corner. You're probably talking, this is a nice chance to overtake. Vizicella sent on down the inside of Button. Oh, it's a little touch there. Everyone's getting away at the moment. And then 10-3 is then perhaps the only opportunity. As round 10-15, turn 16. Start the second lap of 26. Fisichella pulls out from the slipstream. Irvine has a 3.9 second lead at the moment. Round the first corner, Butters keeps hold of second place. Down towards 10-3, he's got a defensive line going on. And he touches both of them, zoom in slightly. They're still side by side. Is Fisichella going to go around the outside? Surely not. Down the inside of turn 5, Button hits the wall. Button's down into third place. Button overtaken by Fisichella. Fisichella's up into second. Irvine has a 6-second lead as things stand through the chicane. Young loses a wheel. Young has lost a wheel. Round the circuit somewhere. De La Rosa in fourth. Here is Young. He is close to Takagi. Takagi looking to overtake. Oh, it's Alonso actually. Yeah, Alonso takes off Young's wheel and Young is out of the Australian Grand Prix for Minardi. Young out. Becomes your first retirement. Alonso, Takagi, Frentzen and Ralph Schumacher, Barrichello in front, Hill, Alesi, Raikkonen, Montoya. It is Hakkinen in front of Montoya. It's Bertie. Webber in the points at the moment. 7th Coulthard, 6th Heidfeld. Irvine's lead is now 6.9. Button, De La Rosa, Schumacher, Heidfeld, Coulthard, Webber. Button holding these guys up, which to suggest is probably on a one stop compared to all these lot. Down towards third turn. Very defensive line against De La Rosa. Fisichella through the chicane. Irvine's lead is 7.5 seconds. Up through the gears towards. It's not even 26 laps, it's 24 laps. Round. Ralph Schumacher loses his front wing. He is battling with Frentzen. Oh, the teammates touch. Frentzen and Schumacher touch. There goes Ralph Schumacher's front wing. And he's just stuck. There's the reverse. There we are. There's reverse. He's just stuck in the middle of the circuit. And is he going to accelerate now? He is. That's Ralph Schumacher's race over now. Alonso 18th. 17th Takagi. Frentzen 16th. Barrichello 15th. Look down the rest of the field. Irvine with the fastest lap. Raikkonen's in 12th place. Montoya, Hakkinen, Bertie. There's a bit of a gap between the top 8 and the rest of the field. As we start to lap 4 of 24. We are at 8th through the race. Heidfeld 6th. De La Rosa still trying to overtake Button. They clash a little bit. It's exactly the same what happened to Fisichella. Schumacher go down the inside of De La Rosa. He thought about it. De La Rosa 4th, Button 3rd. Fisichella 5 seconds in front. Irvine's still pulling away significantly over the rest of the field. Here's a 13-second lead over Button. Here's a 9-second lead over Fisichella. You probably need about 25 to 26 seconds to make a pit stop round here. He might slot in around about between 8th and 9th at this rate. Delors 4th, Schumacher's in 5th. Through the chicane. No overtaking opportunity here. Might be an overtaking opportunity down here into turn 10 or 11. It might be turn 12 actually. Or 13. I don't really know. Oh, Button's been spun! Button spun! De La Rosa taking Button out! I mean, not trying to make... Oh, Button's losing loads of positions left, right and centre. He's lost the position to Webber. Irvine with another fastest lap. Down pressure over Bertie now. Button loses 5 places. Been taken out by De La Rosa. Bit of a taste of his own medicine if you ask me, but I've got to stay rather neutral in this situation. Montoya 11th, Raikkonen 12th. Turns 1 and 2. There's Raikkonen. Down in 12th place at the moment. Not really vying for anything at the moment, though we can see the points there in the yellow car. Lazy's in 13th. Raikkonen in front, Hill behind. Hill 14th. Barrichello 15th for Ferrari. Frenson down in 16th, 10 seconds behind. Alonso 17th. Takagi 18th. And, well, Schumacher's significantly behind the rest of these. Alonso, nothing. There is a Ralf Schumacher. He's 47 seconds behind the next guy. Irvine leads. He's actually close to lapping Ralf Schumacher at this rate. He has an 11-second lead over Fisichella. And I think he's going to catch Schumacher at a very awkward time. Through turns 1 and 2. Irvine with another fastest lap of 1:35.6. Look how much quicker Irvine is compared to Ralf Schumacher. It's just... This is the difference between a top car and one of the bottom cars. You just caught him up on the straight, but now Irvine's going to have struggles here because he's got to try and pass the German. Maybe if he gets a good run out, he might go down the inside of turn 6, but nothing still. Turn 7 and 8. Maybe in turn 8. No, they both go around the outside. Alonso out in sector 3. He's battling with Frenson. Anything gonna happen? Oh, he's slowed. He's ground to a halt. I would assume suspension failure of some sort. Alonso out of the Australian Grand Prix. Irvine's still behind. Oh, Ralf Schumacher has let him go, but he's lost about 3 seconds to Fisichella. As we see the Jaguar team coming out in the pit lane, this might explain why Irvine is so quick at the moment, because he is probably going into the pits at the end of this lap. Down towards, this is turn 15. And they won't go through turn 16, they'll go into the pits. He's dived into the pits. It's a very weird pit lane here in Australia. We also now see how much time he loses. He's kind of in the lead. We can't see the pit stop because there's a the camera's a bit wonky. Away he goes. It's a 12.9. He is in the middle of traffic. This strategy's not worked out for him. He nearly got cut up there by Barrichello. He's in 15th place with 10 laps of fuel in the car. Barrichello's in 14th. Hill 13th. Raikkonen's been overtaken for 12th by a lazy. That's 11th, 10th and 9th. So Button's actually pulled away from this lot. It's Hakkinen, I think, that's holding everyone up. Bertie's pulled away from Hakkinen. I assume it's only a matter of time before. All Ferrari in the pits as well. They're going to be ready to service their car. Both cars are still in the race though, so I don't actually know. It's probably Michael Schumacher, judging by the position of the cars. Michael Schumacher being in 5th place. Coulthard overtakes Heidfeld for 4th. And it is Michael Schumacher in 3rd place going into the pits. Down into first gear, 80 kilometers an hour. There we are, got a better angle of the Ferrari in the pits. Change of all fuel and change of all 4 tyres. Down. The pits he goes and accelerating now. He is 12.5 seconds behind. Hill going through the second sectors. This is turn 7 and 8. Down towards turn 9 and 10. Do we count this as a corner? 10, 11? I don't actually know. Oh, they've hit! Oh, they've hit! Oh, it's Hakkinen! That's Hakkinen out! And Montoya out as well, it looks like. What on earth happened there? Montoya just hit the back of Hakkinen. He just power drived him. He's out, and Lazy's hit him as well. Hakkinen out. Montoya also out. I'm not too sure if that was a general accident for Montoya. Both the tires are out. Hakkinen out. Fisichella leads by 12 seconds over to De La Rosa. We're on lap 9 of 24. We got a third of the race to go. De La Rosa, so Fisichella has dispatched Ralf Schumacher's. De La Rosa's turn now to try and dispatch Ralf Schumacher. Down in turn 3. He's tried from a long way back and nothing there. Not round the outside of turn 4. There's no way past there. Down the inside turn 5. There we are. Turn 6. Renault ready in the pits. Shame for Fisichella. Turns 15 and 16, or 16 or 17. I should get a track map up and see how many corners there actually is in this circuit, because I don't actually know. Just kind of in the pits. Okay, there is 16. It doesn't count that corner as turn 11. So if it's a straight with a corner, it doesn't count it. It's nice to know. Now can Fisichella get in front of Irvine? That's the key for Fisichella because that's who he's battling with today. And not going to lie, that is quite significant. I think the term there is that Fisichella is miles ahead of him. 36th, Button 5th. I don't think Button's one-stop strategy is going to work this race. He's catching up to a train of cars though. This is Webber. Oh, they're all held up by Ralph Schumacher. That's why. It's Webber, Heupfeld, Coulthard. Got Ralph Schumacher in front, and not making things easy for him. Heupfeld. Oh, this is a mess. This is a mess. Danny, there we are. Heupfeld. That's Coulthard passed. Heupfeld passed. Is Raikkonen going to get past? De La Rosa is about to go into the pits. Fisichella's going to have the net lead. Coulthard ready to go into the pits as well, I'd assume. Through the chicane. I should get rid of that chicane. It's a bit of a stupid chicane. So it's cost. I know. Heupfeld takes over the race lead. Ralph Schumacher did not get passed by Raikkonen or Button. But Raikkonen's in the pits. Out goes the fuel hose. There's a lot of fuel going into that Jaguar. There's Barrichello in the pits in the back of that as well. He's behind Irvine and he's ahead of Barrichello. And that is Frentzen as well. Oh, Barrichello's over! Barrichello's gone over! No, not Barrichello, Michael Schumacher's gone over. He's still upside down. Barrichello and Frentzen have collided in the most spectacular fashion. So Frentzen's tried going down the inside of his fellow German on turn 1. And that is the accident that's happened. Schumacher over. On board with Frentzen. And it's a bit audacious by Frentzen, and the result of it is both cars are out of the race. To even more put a time in Arrow's season. Webber 11th. Coulthard 10th, De La Rosa 9th. Lazy is in 6th, Fisichella in front. Is he holding up his teammates? He's been overtaken by Raikkonen. Bertie's 9 seconds in front at the moment. And pitch straight they go. They're halfway through the race now. Raikkonen holding on to 4th place. Fisichella and Lazy. Both the Renaults languishing behind in the right blue cars. Button 2nd in Jordan. Out in front, Nick Heupfeld, the BAR. Round down towards turn 11 and 12, the chicane. This is the double right of 13-14. Loads of teams ready in the pits to service their cars. Heifeld ready. BAR ready, sorry, to surface Heifeld. Button has taken the race lead. Away he goes. Where's he going to come out in relation to De La Rosa? De La Rosa has gone past. Heifield's in 7th. Coulthard behind. So Coulthard still in the battle with Heifeld. That's Irvine. In front of him in Hill. Who is in behind. It's not Fisichella in front. That is Ralph Schumacher. Fisichella in 3rd. Bertie's putting the pressure on Button. Jordan already in the pits. I believe, just by how far around the track Button is, it is for Hill. And Button's not going into the pits, so it definitely is for Hill. Not many hills around the circuit. Quite a flat. It's a very flat circuit. Hill though goes into the pits. Down the pit lane goes the Jordan. Minardi ready in the pits as well. Fuel in. Tyres. All 4 of them are on safely. The lollipop has turned and away goes. And he's in front of Webber. Webber 9th. Putting pressure on Hill. He's gone down the inside. Turn 3. The door's shut on him. Coulthard. De La Rosa. Irvine. Fisichella. Bertie. Into the pits. Button not in the pits crucially. Button stays out for one more lap. That just shows the absolute raw speed of Button. In that Jordan is made perfectly for Button. One would have thought at this stage of the season. Over the finish line goes Fisichella. And there is a significant gap to De La Rosa. Some 15 seconds. Bertie's going to come out in 4th, no doubt. He's 14 seconds behind Irvine. Irvine should easily get out in front of a few cars. But the news are going to have 30 seconds in the pits. Putting context into how much the pit stop is. Button leads in the Jordan through the chicane down towards turn 12. Button, championship leader, championship protagonist, already a one-time champion. Season 4 he won the title. through the left-hander. Down into the pit lane. Button. Pits. For the one and only time. His shark-fronted yellow Jordan. Trickling 80 kilometers an hour down the pit lane. Into his pit box. We can't see the tyres being changed, but I can tell you that all 4 tyres are changed. Thank you for changing the camera angle, it was much appreciated. Look, now I can see the fuel hose comes off. Now away he goes, and the gap, bearing in mind Bertie was right behind Button, the gap is 5.5 seconds. That is how much time Bertie has just lost. 5.5 seconds. Coulthard has overtaken De La Rosa. Heidfeld struggling as well. There's big gaps forming. Webber and Hill, Webber, Hill, Walazy actually closest. All 3 by each other on the track. 8th, 9th, this is the final for the final point. Raikkonen is also in this battle. Jaguar ready. Barrichello 19 seconds behind. Takagi 31 seconds behind. Being lapped by a Jaguar. Ralf Schumacher last in 14th. Michael Schumacher rolled over. Frentzen initiated the roll. Mika Hakkinen without a real body. Montoya out. Alonso out. Young out. Fisichella continues. Irvine, 2nd place. He dives into the pits. Fuel hose in. Change of all 4 tyres made. That is Bertie Coulthard. It's ahead of De La Rosa as well. He's going to be ahead of Heidfeld due to 4th. There we go. Ahead of Heidfeld. Only by 2 seconds. Only by 2 seconds. 6th place for Irvine. There is Heidfeld. Lap 17 out of 24. There is 8 laps to go, including this one. Coulthard putting pressure on Bertie. Coulthard's gone down the inside. The Scots trying to pass the Brazilian. Bertie in 3rd. Button 7 seconds in front. Coulthard's gone down the inside of Bertie. Beautiful move there by the Brit. And he climbs up into 3rd place. A podium position for the McLaren at the moment. Button in 2nd. Fisichella leads by 21.8 seconds. Which at the moment is just not enough to win the race. He's going to need a little more time than that. There is Button, 23 seconds. Look around, rest of the field. There are the 2 Jaguars. That's Hill. Still holding on to that 8th place. Man, the left and right hander. Renault ready. This is crunch time for the Renault team now. Fisichella ready to go into the pits. Fisichella has a 25-second lead. There's all or nothing.
McLaren are ready in the pits. Giancarlo Fisichella,
Can
the race leader, is entering the pits
come in
now.
and out in front of Button. Realistically, probably not. That is Ralph Schumacher. Where's Button? There's Button. And that is a back marker. So 1 and 2, so the gap is 3 seconds. The lap is 6. Here we go. Half second a lap. Is Takagi going to make it easy? Yes, he does. He's let Fisichella go through. Fisichella goes slightly wide. Bertie is in 3rd place. Pedro De La Rosa right behind. So Coulthard has pitted and has released these guys. Who cares about arrows going into the pits? They're nowhere in this race. De La Rosa goes down the inside of Bertie. Nothing. These are fighting for the final podium place. The top 2 should be secured for Button and Fisichella. Which order, though, we have no idea until the very final lap, I would assume. Depends if they can catch up. If they can catch up. De La Rosa putting Bertie defensive. De La Rosa goes someone down the inside at turn 11. De La Rosa still down the inside around turn 12. It's turn 14 actually. Bertie's turn to the outside around turn 15 and Bertie keeps hold of 3rd place. Good racing between the two guys. Good clean racing. It's what we want to see, people. On to lap 20 out of 24. 5 laps to go. This is turns 1 and 2. Bertie 3rd. They're coming up towards the back marker of Takagi. Round turn 3. Bertie. There's Fisichella in 2nd. He's caught up a little bit over Button. The gap is 3 seconds. A little bit less than 3 seconds, but I don't think it's going to be enough at the moment. Button in the lead still, though, with 4.5 laps to go. Bertie 3rd. De La Rosa's in 4th as well. Irvine 3 seconds back from this battle. They're coming up towards the lapped car of Takagi. Bertie's going to come face to face with him first. I think Bertie's going to get on the inside of Takagi. He's going to let him through. Bertie's let him. Takagi's been let him through, and he's let De La Rosa through at the same time as well. So this battle for 3rd is still going on. Irvine's actually caught up to him significantly. The gap is 2 seconds. Maybe Irvine will get involved in the fight, but because he's the last guy, I don't think it's going to be anything he can do unless they take each other out. Heupfeld 6th. He's in no man's land. Coulthard also in no man's land. Hill 8th. Probably still under pressure from Webber. He is soaking up the pressure though. That Jordan is like the widest car possible when it comes to overtaking. There's no room. A little hop, an uphill battle to pass Hill on a day where there's no hills. Unless Webber can find a way past Hill. Oh, they slightly touch, I think. Round turn 3. Oh, they get so close to touching the two Saubers. round turn 4. Turn 5 now. Flat out, no real overtaking opportunity. Lazy's catching up to them slightly. No pressure from behind. Barrichello's 25 seconds behind. It's current stage of the race. Round. Barrichello's in 12th. 13th Takagi, 14th Ralf Schumacher. Here is the Hall of Shame. Young in 20th. Button lead for Jordan. The lead is down to 2 seconds. It is getting there. The top 3 of all. So 3rd, 4th and 5th of all. Around the right-hander. The rows down the inside. Turn. Oh, there's going to be contact. De Rosa's having a very good go at Bertie. Bertie holding on to the final podium place, but how much longer can he hold on to it? De Rosa, Bravo's got the perfect seat here. De Rosa back behind Bertie. Corner, can you set yourself up to try and overtake round turn 15? No. Round turn 16. First corner. De Rosa, nothing. Couldn't get close. The gap is 1.4 seconds for the race lead. We have a battle on for the win. De Rosa down the inside of Bertie. The slightly touch. De Rosa's getting desperate now. Especially that Irvine's right behind him, ready to pounce on any mistake these two make. Through the forest between turn 5 and 6. De Rosa down the inside. And they come to blows. They come to blows. De Rosa is through. And Irvine is not. Irvine's turn now to try and pass the Brazilian, but it has all come to fruition and De Rosa's up into 3rd. And now our focus is between the top 2. Button on the 1 stop. He's been in the walls this race. Yeah, he's somehow still out in front. But Fisichella, he's going to have to soak up the pressure of Giancarlo Fisichella for a whole lap. Round turns 1 and 2. Got the helicopter cam ready. Round down towards turn 3. Fisichella's not close enough to even make any sort of attempt. Turn 4 is very academic. Same with turn 5. Although we have seen a few overtaking opportunities at turn 5 today. Fisichella goes slightly wide. Turn 6 where De Rosa touched Bertie. Round turn 7, turn 8. Turn 8, not really a corner in the dry. Turns 9, they contend and chicane. Fisichella has a little look. Button holds firm. Round turn 10, down the back straight now towards the fast 11-12 chicane. No overtaking opportunity here. Single flyer line through this chicane. But you can try and set yourself up. Fisichella's gone so wide. I don't think he's going to be close enough to turn 13 and turns 13 and 14. He's not close enough. He's nowhere near. All this means that round turns 14, 15 and 16. The guy who people are trying to beat is still unbeaten. Jensen Button wins the Australian Grand Prix. Fisichella finishes in second.
Jensen Button has won the race. Fisichella has finished second.
De La Rosa finishes in third. Obviously going to be a shoes inquiry over that incident. Bertie fourth. Irvine fifth. Heitfeld in sixth.
Has finished in third position.
Hill is going to finish in eighth. Or is he going to finish in eighth? Webber's still putting the pressure on, but I don't. But like, Hill just not being able to overtake him. Round the final corner. As we head towards Parc Ferme. This is the turns 13 and 14, so they're close to Parc Ferme, where we will get the classified results of the race. Into pit lane they go. Into Parc Ferme. Classified results, Button wins 40 minutes, 6 attempts in front of Fisichella. De La Rosa third, rounds off the podium. Bertie in fourth, Irvine fifth, Heitfeld sixth. There's all the rest of them. Montoya did have a brakes failure, which explains why he just drove straight into the back of Hackenden. Alonso also had a brakes failure. He's lucky to not have that in on the straight. As we look through the rest of the grid of their lap times, there's 1:35.7 for Bertie. I'd assume De La Rosa has the fastest lap. It's 1:35.6. I fell over 1:37 dead. 1:37 dead there for David Coulthard. Hill with a 1:37.7. Webber with a 1:36.9. Kimi with a 1:37 dead. So 1:37.6 for Jean Lazy. Rubens, I didn't even catch what he's been doing. 140s all day. 140.8 for Takagi. That's 1:37.8 for Ralph Schumacher. There's Michael Schumacher. Frentzen retired again through no fault of his own. It might be his fault. And that's the rest of the grid. Thank you very much for watching the Australian Grand Prix. I have no idea where we're going to next. It might very well be Germany. Hang on, Germany, Belgium, France, Europe. There we are. Irvine with the fastest lap. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye!